Mr. Godrej, huge stimulus, but mainly, as Nainan says, the government doing that stimulus and perhaps crowding out the private sector. Do you think he should have given more incentives to the private sector, lowered interest rates, or this is fine?
Well, interest rates, it's an RBI decision. I think that we may still see some monetary policy to that effect. But I think the possible fiscal incentives he could have given have been fewer than expected. There are no pronouncements on strong reforms as was expected. And I think the increase in the minimum alternate tax is burdensome to people who have invested where tax incentives were promised, and suddenly the minimum alternate tax further goes up. Last time Chidambaram had raised it from 7.5% to 10%, and now it's been raised from 10 to 15%. And with surcharges it becomes like a 17% tax. So I think there have been some negatives, but I think the fiscal stimuli given in terms of larger government spending and the removal of surcharge on personal income taxes will have a very positive effect on consumption.
Can we go back to the IT sector for a moment? Vijay Thadani is here, CEO of NIIT. Right. They're both in IT and also in IT education. How do you see the budget, Vijay?
Well, if I was to summarize it in three phrases, then I would say directionally good, good in intentions, low in quantum, and silent on a few details. So that's my headline.
That's sounding negative.
Well, I would say neutral, because there are some positives in it. For example, there are some smart moves like connecting all employment exchanges through a web portal, something which could have been done before, doesn't cost money, so that's a smart move. Interest subsidies to higher education students and ED students, I think very good, but not sufficient, not large in number. At the same time, I think all the allocations for higher education, which typically are not done, typically the school and other parts of the education get a higher portion of the budget. So in this case, higher education means a higher thrust on employability. I think those are very positive moves. Then of course the simplification, which all of you have been talking about, are also very, very positive. But I think what it's silent on is the role of private sector, which in the last few weeks at least there has been a lot of discussion on what private sector could do in education. I think it's silent on that.
If I can sorry, I'll come back to you in a second because Adi Godrej is still there. Just wanted to ask you about the FMCG sector, which has been sort of bucking the trend in the last 6 months, 1 year. Some of you are doing better now in the recession than you were even in the boom times. So is this what you wanted out of this budget, just to carry on and not do too much to change things? Tell us a bit about how the FMCG sector is going to be affected. Fast moving.
Yes, there are some beneficial effects on consumer goods to my mind. The fact that there is going to be considerable additional spending by the government in various schemes, that will be positive for demand creation. I think the fact that there was a fear that the excise duty benefits provided in the earlier stimuli packages might be reversed, that has not happened, so that's good news. The bad news for the FMCG sector is the increase in the minimum alternate tax, because the FMCG sector has been the major sector in investing in Himachal, Uttarakhand and the Northeast, where development was required, and you promised direct tax concessions. Now you take them away indirectly by increasing the minimum alternate tax. So I think that will considerably affect the FMCG sector.